Okay, hi folks. We're going to give you another example of a peer-reviewed clinical presentation. Today I want to talk a little bit about John. We're a little bit worried about his health. His blood pressure has gone up and he refuses to take his blood pressure medication. John's 65 years old. He lives in an apartment by himself. He gets most of his assistance from paid support because his family's absent. He has diagnoses of autism. He also has an intellectual disability of moderate mental retardation. He doesn't take any medications, including the blood pressure medication, which has been prescribed for him. That's really his only medical issue right now. He works at Target, where he's worked for a while. He does have a new supervisor at work. Outcomes where he's showing progress are that he's speaking with other people more, particularly people when he doesn't know them. He's keeping his apartment clean. And I can't read that. He's checking in and out of his apartment regularly. I guess that means he's letting people know when he's in and when he's out, and he has been getting to work on time for a while lately. He does have a complaint of not being able to sleep well. Otherwise, the typical organic symptoms that we ask about in a clinical staffing, which are eating, sleeping, any weight gain or loss, and basic activity levels, well, his eating, his weight, and his activity levels have been normal. It's just this sleeping that's changed. He's not sleeping as well. Because of that, he says he's tired. What he can do really well is his job. He stocks shelves at Target and has been doing a good job of that for a while. He pays his bills on time, and he's really good at drawing sketches of people. His blood pressure has been increasing for a while. He should be taking his blood pressure medication, but he just absolutely refuses that, and so that's why I'm bringing John up today, is what could we possibly do to look at this blood pressure issue.
When was the last time he was at the doctor? I'm assuming it's recent because...
Yeah, I don't know. I am too. And it would be a good idea make sure that the doctor knows he's not taking his blood pressure medication, because maybe there's some other option that we could look at. I'm not exactly sure why he's refusing to take it. Maybe the pill's too big, or he doesn't like the color of the pill, or so maybe getting in touch with the doctor to see if there's another method for him. Maybe it's liquid or something.
Right.
Didn't even think about asking that.
Does he take any other meds? I don't think I heard you say he does.
None.
None.
Yeah. Yeah, so he probably doesn't have much experience taking medications. Maybe he doesn't know why.
Right. And he has autism, right?
Could be a good idea for us to make up a goal to help him understand what medications are about and what the benefits could be, and
right.
maybe introduce him to some people who had blood pressure problems and how they're, let them talk about how their medications help him, particularly since he's having an easier time talking to people he doesn't know. We could use that ability.
Now you say it's going up. If he hasn't been to the doctor, how do we know it's going up? Is he checking it at Walmart, or are we checking it, or somebody checking it at the apartment, or?
Yeah, I hear that he checks it at Target, because they've got, in the pharmacy area, they've got those machines. And
Right. So he's been saying it's going up.
Yeah.
And there's been some changes at work too.
Yeah, got a new supervisor.
Do they get along?
It's a good question.
I mean, that might be some stress going on there I don't know. It does sound like we need to get to the doctor and start working on some education with some medication.
And he is 65 years old, and I know this job's been really important to him for a long time, but a lot of people, once they reach 65, start thinking about slowing down a little bit.
You know if anybody's talked to him about possibly retiring, or what he might like to do if he retired?
That's another good idea. Maybe we need to do some longer range planning.
Maybe. And then you said there's no family supports. He lives in an apartment by himself. What's there to help him if something goes wrong?
Yeah, the crisis plan probably needs to be updated. Or at least we need to run through a couple of scenarios of what might happen. Now, I do believe that he's got some neighbors that he's in regular contact with, and maybe we could rope them into being part of a crisis support planning system for him also.
Right.
Um,
Does he, since his blood pressure is going up and it's not controlled, does he know what to do if he possibly has a heart attack? Or does he know those signs, or he's got some heart disease going on?
Yeah, that's another thing I guess we could talk about with the care team and with the doc too. And he's certainly clever enough to be able to learn some of these things,
Right.
and at least reach out for assistance. You know, if we could teach him some symptoms to be worried about, and he could make phone calls or get to one of his neighbors to ask for assistance, that would be a good idea. You know, one of the things we need to do is to make sure that he also understands that long-term uncontrolled high blood pressure can begin to cause damage to all kinds of other organic systems in his body, like his kidneys,
Right.
for example. And it's a great guy, and we want to keep him around as long as we can.
Yeah, because this is really serious, I'd suggest you be reviewing this with your supervisor every month until we figure out what's going on and keeping an eye on this so we don't drop this threat.
I don't like my supervisor. So what do I do about that?
Well, maybe talk to your coworkers about it.
Yeah. That was a joke. You think it would be okay if I brought this up at our next peer review meeting?
Yeah.
Because this is something that I think we need to keep on the agenda until we've settled this out. I know it seems to be a minor problem, but it could become a major problem if we don't fix it. So if we can get it fixed now, and if you guys can help me stay on task, then maybe after 2 or 3 more conversations, John will be in good shape.
Yeah, okay.